Hey guys, how you doing? This is the second video that we're doing for these huddle discussions and character development for your kids. So the first video we did about 2 weeks ago. This one we're going to be doing, it's called, Are You Making Things Easier or Are You Making Things Harder? So if you want to, you can hand the phone off to your kid or the video, the iPad, whatever you have. You can have, pull it up on your computer, hand it over to your kid, and I'll start talking to your child right now. All right, guys, how you doing? So I want to talk to you. Some of you are my students, some of you aren't, but I'd like to talk to you about something. I want to talk to you about this. I want to ask you this question. Are you making things easier or are you making things harder? So if you're a student of mine and you take class from me at my martial arts studio, when I'm teaching class, when you're in class, is it a better class with you being in it? Or is it a worse class with you being there? That's kind of a hard question to ask, isn't it? It's hard, but I want you to think about it. If you're in class and you're disruptive, you're distracting, you're goofing off, you're being silly, you're interrupting me, is that class going to be better because you're there? I don't think so. That's going to be you're going to make things a lot harder on me, right? If you want to make things easier on your teachers, right, like me and Mr. Crosby and Miss Killswitch, things like that, if you want to make things easier on them, how would you act? You would listen, you would train hard, you would not interrupt, you would stay focused, you would be a good helper to the other students that are there, right? You would clean up after you're done, you'd put your bags away and all that kind of stuff. All of those things would make things easier for me as a teacher, and by you being in class would be a benefit to having you there, right? So I would like you, that should be one of your goals. When I go to class, the class is better because I'm there, right? And if you do those things, the class will be better when you're there, right? But if you're not taking it seriously and you're goofing off, you're being silly, you're disruptive and all of those things, it's not going to be better, and it's going to take away class time from everybody, and it's not going to be as good, right? Now let's think about that at home too. When you're at home with your parents and with your siblings, are you making your family life, and you're making your life for your parents, are you making it harder on your parents, or are you making it easier on your parents? I'm hoping that you make it easier, but let's talk about it, right? So if you're talking back to them, if you're giving them attitude, if you're complaining, if you're whining a lot, right? A lot of these different things makes life so much harder at home with your parents and with your siblings. Okay, but if you're listening, if you're saying yes sir, yes ma'am, or yes mom, yes dad when they ask you to do things, right? If you're not talking back, right? All of these kind of things will go into making life easier for your parents and easier for your whole family. You won't get in trouble as much. You'll get probably rewarded more often. You won't get as many consequences. Mom and dad won't be as angry at you or frustrated with you. Things will go so much better. And let's talk about the areas this might show up, right? So let's say you're told to go to bed. Are you getting ready for bed right away? Or do you have to, give me 5 more minutes. Oh, do I have to? Or are you throwing yourself on the floor and crying? I've heard a whole bunch of different things, right? So let's make sure that when your parents say to do something, that you respond with yes sir, yes ma'am, or yes mom, yes dad, whatever your parents want you to say, okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Let's say it's time to go. Let's get ready to go. Okay. And then you're whining and complaining. I don't want to go. Da, 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 da. That's making things harder, right? So I want you to think, what are all the different ways that I can make life easier for my parents? Okay. Start thinking about that right now. And the challenge for this week is to do just that. Start getting rid of the things that are making things harder and making things worse, and start focusing on the things that are making it better. In class, at school, with your siblings, with your friends, and with your parents. All of those areas. Think about, in what ways am I making things easier and am I making things better for where I am, right? At home, in school, in karate, at soccer, at baseball, all of those areas, okay? And I want you to start focusing on those things. And as parents, if your parents are watching too, I want them to remind you, right? Right now, and you just tell them, right now you are making things harder on me, right? And what are the ways that we can make things easier, okay? All right, so with that being said, we're all done. Hopefully you guys have a great week this week. Let me know how you like the video. Comment on it, like it, share it across your social media. That would do me a huge favor. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.